I wanted to go over this research guide that our library offers to all of our students. There is a link in Blackboard that will take you to this website, and I think everything on this website is great and relevant to what we're learning about this week. And one other thing that I wanted to point out, when I interviewed or I've surveyed all of our faculty members that teach online classes last year to ask them what our students were lacking in skills, they said their research skills were not so great and writing papers were not so great. So this is a big portion of what I wanted to incorporate into this class so that you know from here on out how to conduct a proper research using our library resources and to write a paper. So this is just some of the information. I like this guide because it's from a new student point of view, and there's so much information around here. This homepage is just what it will take you to when you click the link. Getting around the library, services for students, all of that stuff is not as important as all of this right here, the useful research guides. This is what I want you to focus on since you are distance learners. Now, if you are close to Jonesboro and you plan on coming to the library in person, you might look at some of these things. Let's just focus right here, though, since we're online learners, and I'm assuming most of you don't live here. So, beginning with how to conduct a search, and this will help you narrow down your search topics. Have you ever Googled something and you get a billion results and you can't narrow down what you want to look at? This will help you narrow down your results to what you're specifically looking for. So I'll let you read this information, and for each one of these, you can click on these tabs up here and it will show you more information. So don't just go to the home page on each one of these sections. You need to actually click the tabs and read. The next one, Citation Style Guide. This is a pretty good start. For this class, we'll use APA for all of our formatting, and it tells you here how to use that. It even has the publication manual for you if you want to actually look at the APA format. Some professors might use MLA. If that's the case, you come here and look at it. I also like to use the OWL Online Writing Lab at Purdue. This is the one I refer to most often with my classes when we have to research and write, because it's so in-depth and it has so much information. So there's another source for you on that. Come back to the home page in our library for the New Students Guide. Computers in the library, that's not important to you guys since you are distance. Evaluating websites is huge. There is so much fake news out there, and if you just Google and take everything as truth, then you're in trouble, because you can't just Google and trust everything that's out there. This tells you how to evaluate a website to tell you if that information on that website is good. You can click on each one of these tabs, or you can click here on these and it will take you to more information about it. So I want you to read over this before you do any research at all for any of your classes, not just this class. And this will tell you if you should use a website or not. In my personal experience, I don't go and Google things. You can use Google Scholar, and that will give you scholarly research if you go to Google Scholar. Do your search that way. If you're going to do research using Google, make sure it's Scholar, Google Scholar. So that way you know you're getting journal articles and not just random websites like Wikipedia and stuff like that. Information literacy, again, this is just asking you or helping you do your research and analyzing if that research is good. So come in here, click on the tabs, read the information. It's all there for you. How to search for a journal. We know that journal articles are part of the scholarly research, and we have a ton of databases here in our library that you can search journals, and they even break it down by subject area. So if you're a criminology major, there's a whole research guide on which databases to use for criminology resources, and so on, according to different majors. So you can click on these right here. You can browse by subject. Look at all the subjects listed here. That will help you narrow down so you don't get so many topics that are all over the place. So that will help you with your journal research. Library catalog is where you go, and you know what this is. This is how you do searches to find information. Basic search, information on advanced search, which is what you want to do so you can narrow your results down and you don't get overwhelmed. OneSearch is one of the databases that you can use on the library. This tells you how to use those, how to search it. Plagiarism. I want you all to review this very carefully because I want you to be able to tell if you're cheating or not. And remember, whenever you upload a paper to Blackboard, which is how you'll be submitting all of your papers to be graded to your professors, they check for plagiarism as soon as you submit it using that Safe Assign program. It checks it against all the websites that are out there to see if you copied and pasted from a website. It'll check if you copied and pasted from any journals or any scholarly resources like that. And it'll also check if you've copied and pasted from any of your fellow students' papers. So in a nutshell, learn what plagiarism is by coming in here. Learn when to cite, how to cite it, how to avoid plagiarizing, and don't plagiarize, because if you get caught cheating, that goes against our academic integrity code and you could be expelled from the program. And I know at the very least you'll probably receive a 0 for any grade, for any assignment that you've been caught cheating on. So make sure you review that plagiarism information and avoid it at all costs. More information about scholarly journals and how to tell the difference between journals and other periodicals. So click through this and that will help you determine what to use for your research instead of just random magazines like the Rolling Stone. Searching the internet, April uploaded this. Again, when you use Google for your research, use Google Scholar. Don't just Google something. But this tells you how to do a search using those certain terms like and, or, not, so that you can narrow your results when you do use Google Scholar. Starting your research paper, that's great. I know I teach a critical thinking class, and that's the big chunk of our grade when we type out our research paper. We work on that for the entire semester, and it's a 14-week class. And this is one of the resources that I share with my students for that. This will help you get started on your research paper and how to choose a topic and everything. And it's kind of fun here how to choose a topic that's interesting to everybody. So in any case, review that. Types of information, you'll want to look at this too. Again, this will help you narrow down your research to tell if it's good scholarly research and something that you should use in your papers or something that you should not use. And then there's a whole page on Wikipedia, and it's positives and negatives. So I'd like for you to review this as well. For any paper that you type here on campus, I would not use Wikipedia in your research. You have all these databases at the library that are available to you, and I would use those just to be safe instead of Wikipedia. So let's go back to the library homepage. This takes you to the homepage of the library, and I want you to look here. There's tons of information for you. If you click on this link right here, Research Databases, we have over 300 databases. That is a ton of information literally at your fingertips. If you go to Library Guides, you can search by subject. So if you're a communications major, look at all of the databases we have available to you where you can specifically research communication topics. So again, this is all here for you. Our library does a really great job of giving you all this information on how to search, how to narrow your research, what's good research, what's good not to use. And there's all of these databases with all this information for your research. So I want you to take advantage of all of this and use that when you research for our assignments.